This is Jim Carroll and Eric Rattay for another exciting day in the life of Acumatica. Today, Eric and I have reviewed since 2018 all the new features that Acumatica has introduced, and there's literally hundreds and hundreds of them. We chose 164, and then we broke them down into various categories like monitoring and automation and CRM and manufacturing and the like. Today we're going to focus on the Acumatica automation features, and you can see the list of the ones that we have represented. So one of the things that distinguishes Acumatica, we always like to talk about the 7x24 no-cost employee behind the scenes. And that no-cost employee takes advantage of a number of features that are integrated throughout Acumatica. Well, Acumatica's R&D continually improves these features and functions, and today we'll focus on them. So, Eric, please let me know how Acumatica has improved security, reporting, automations, and the like. Thank you.
Okay, so let's start with security and then...
Yeah, sounds good.
Follow. Yeah. So, I'll just quit this presentation. Okay, so in Acumatica, in previous versions, we used to be able to connect to Google and Microsoft to connect to Acumatica via our Google and Microsoft account. But now there is this new Open ID, which we can connect to other platforms such as Otka. So Otka is a platform that that allows you to connect. So you create an account in Otka, and then you get some information. You put them into Acumatica, and you are able to log in too. And we'll see the corresponding screen in a few seconds to configure the new connection rules. But then, in addition to that, the security has been increased. If you would elect to put the two-step authentication. So if I put my username and password as usual, and I click to sign in, the system will not connect me right away into the system. It will ask me for my two-factor authentication.
Fantastic.
So then I can do it by email, send an email, and then on that email it will be a special code that I can enter, or use another authentication method, which are two of them. So the first one is to receive a push notification on my mobile, on my smartphone, and the other one is to use the Acumatica mobile app. So the system will send that code to the mobile app that is installed on my phone, and I will be able to take that number. So because if I go into the system and I will go to my user screen, I will see that I have the device on which I'm connected with Acumatica, with my mobile application Acumatica. So the system is capable of sending the message to that device, and so from that device, the system will send a code.
Yeah.
So
especially in today's world with all of the virtual working because of post-COVID, and yet the security required for systems like Acumatica, or like ERP in general, I should say, it's good to see that Acumatica's upped its game, so to speak, and made the product that's always been very secure even more secure for mobile apps and the like.
Yes, and can require this only for unknown device. So if you have a new device, or it's always required. So you have and you can do this on a user per user basis.
Man,
and that is added to the IP filter also IP address filter that you can put that was already there, and other information as well. Coming back to my OpenID, so so if I would use Atka as an example, then I would be able to put all the information, and not only I will be user to put some user binding rules, but also user creation rules. So if the user is not created in Acumatica, the system can create it for me if I want it to. If I want the system to do it for me. So these are the two main things about security that we wanted to.
Very good. And that's been around for a couple of years now, so that's very good to know. Okay.
And then now on the reporting side. So
yes.
Reports, as you know, Jim, there are some dashboards that are already provided by Acumatica when you install the software. Also, some dashboards that are provided via customization package that we can install. And Acumatica comes with over 600 reports, dashboards, and inquiry screens. But there are some changes in the dashboard. So as you can see here, there is this new widget, which is like how do you call that in the car? You know, the
oh yeah, like an odometer or something like that, right? Yeah.
So visually, you see that at which point you will go from yellow to red, and so it's another way of seeing this instead of a tile. Now you can see where you are at in the spectrum of KPI.
Got it.
And to do that is not very complex. As you may remember, you have this same screen as usual, but the visualization type instead of a scorecard is meter. And
got it. If I said odometer, I should have said meter. Fantastic. Yep.
So this is one thing, and then of course if I click here as usual, I would have a drill down of this list, and this list now can be color coded as well. So you can color code either just a field like this one or the entire line, and so you can put some conditions to do that. Now we also have the possibility of
and these new widgets were introduced in 2020, by the way. I'm looking at our cheat sheet on my other screen. So good. Yep.
Good. And now we have also side panels, which is very convenient. So let's say that you have a list of customers that you have to call, or in that case, a list of sales orders that needs to be reviewed. Then you can click on this little widget here, and the sales order will appear. Now, so the list will appear, and like usual, it will take the place that you have. So in that case, I've got only one column at the top on the header of the screen. If I put that in full view, then I have all my columns. But the goal is to navigate from one sales order to another without having to enter into that sales order in the pop-up screen or something like, and then, oh, it's not this one, let's go back to the other one. And so to find one is very easy because you just have to click, and then you see on the left, on the side panel, what is this sales order is about. And the other thing that you can do as well, you can even modify these information. So if I want to put an external reference number, I can do so, and I can save. I can also put an attachment or some notes or things like that.
So I can see how this saves a ton of keystrokes, and then I notice like this is for sales orders, but we also have the account name. So could I have a second side panel that would be like customers if I wanted here and all that good stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
So if I would do that, and you can even have some reports as a side panel. So if I would go there, and then I would add on my navigation tab, I can put customers.
Yeah.
And then I will select the right one. I'll just add an S. It will save me some time. So this is the one, the profile section.
Yep, perfect.
Maintenance. And instead of saying the same tab, now I will put site panel. So when I do that, so what will happen is that I will have, I can map that to something from the field from my generic inquiry to a field in my customer to make the relationship between both. I will select an icon also. And I can either also do a visibility conditions. So this is very practical. So let's say that you have certain conditions in which you would want to display the customers, and some other you would want to not display the customer in certain conditions. So then you can specify the conditions here. So let's say that you have some sales orders that are with B2B, so you want to show them, but in B2C you don't want to show them, so you can put a visibility expression, a condition based on the customer class, as an example.
Wow.
And,
so I noticed this was introduced in 20R1, so it's been around for a couple years now, but now I've got 2 side panels, and with a great savings in terms of the amount of keystrokes that one would have to do to get valuable access. That is really good.
And also, talking about side panels, there are some that already comes with the software.
Oh.
So when you install a new version, you get some side panels already predefined in the CRM mainly for now, or in projects. So there are a couple of cases where you would see these, you will benefit from these side panels already predefined. For these side panels to be there when you install a new version, then this opportunity generic inquiry screen must be intact, so not touched. So if you customize it, then the side panels won't be there. But it's not a big deal to add them as you so need to wish.
Sure.
So you can even have like dashboards as a side panel. You can have here in the opportunity list. So I've got my opportunity itself, then I have my contacts regarding that opportunity. I can have my quotes, sales quotes, but this is actually the dashboard. It is not displayed as a dashboard, but it's displayed as a side panel.
Nice.
And I can do all the same thing as I would do on the screen. So I can click to see where these numbers are coming from. And as you can see in a dashboard, also you can have like a color-coded lists. So it's not only into the generic inquiries themselves, it's also about the dashboards that you can have color-coded lists like this.
Got it. So these are constant, like I mentioned, 2020, but some of these improvements have come in 21, and 2 versions a year with Acumatica, so they continue to optimize these new features. This is great.
And entering into customization, now we also have this ability to, in the result grid, to put some totals. So in previous versions, we had to do a grouping. So I don't have any grouping here. And you would have to do a grouping, and then you would lose the ability to have a drill down capability, because this would be true, so it will be a total.
Yep.
But in that version, in the newer versions of Acumatica, you are able to put a total. So what I will do, I will just add that field that is always hidden by default. So, and this is called total aggregate function. So this one is when you are you put a group into the generic inquiry, and this one is when you don't do any group. And so now I will just find something that makes sense to add up, like the query amount, which is the total of the opportunity. So I will just do a sum. And I can even see a preview. So this is
Nice.
new also. So instead of going into the generic inquiry itself, do a view, I can have a preview to see if this is what I want. In that case, so this is very convenient when you add a field or something like that. So now, of course, I didn't select the right field, so we'll just go there. This one would be better. Maybe the other one was hidden.
There we go. Add the sum.
And you know why I'm very courageous?
No, why are you courageous?
Because actually I'm using the 22R2 preview.
Aha! So that's yet another feature on top of these newer features that have come in since 2020. I get it. Right. And there's your sum at the bottom now. Yeah, I see.
So
very
you can do
convenient.
Average, you can do things like that. And also, we had we were able previously to do a pivot table in another screen, which is called pivot table. But in a newer version of Acumatica, you are able to do it directly from the inquiry. And why?
Neat.
This may not change anything. May not seem to change anything, but which is, and I can do two things at the same time.
So on the opportunities, now I can choose. Let's say I've got a step 1, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 as I move them from a suspect to a prospect to a business opportunity with quotes. Now I can look at my total opportunities, which was 11 million if my numbers were right, but I've got of that 11, maybe 2 million in that stage 3, and this is how I would generate the pivot table, which would give me that slice and dice capability. This is really neat. And it's just easy to do. I see. By months, could do quarters, weeks, whatever. Yeah.
Right. So now I've got it by class ID. I can filter out. I can have some conditions to do a filter. So let's say that everything, instead of selecting one by one a month, I can put a condition, or I can do a search. So that is it's easier, and then I can always have a drill down capability also. And I would be able to do the same thing in the other screen, but the fact that I'm doing it here, this allows me to do to have like to use the same generic inquiry and have embedded in it a new tab with the corresponding things. But if I would have also parameters at the top, then that parameter would be also applicable on that list here. And since I saved it, and if I share it when I save it, did I share it? I don't remember. But if I did, then when coming back to my dashboard, I can now have pivot table on the dashboard.
So in other words, if you had a larger corporation with a sales manager, east, west, and south, etc., one could develop this but share it with all the sales managers, and it would propagate across Acumatica for everybody.
Right.
Yep. Got it. That's really cool. That's really a good productivity feature.
Mm-hmm. So you could have like by stage, which is the one that I just did. And then I can put a caption, and there you go. Yeah.
So a new sales manager comes in, and she says, "Hey, I want to track by this method, get everybody's dashboard set up, and propagate it throughout an organization." That's very nice.
And talking about dashboard, there are a couple of dashboards that now comes that are installed automatically when you install Acumatica. So one of them is a controller dashboard. You have AP, AR. So these are the ones. We have others into the manufacturing dashboards, that are also predefined. So there are dashboards that are predefined that are installed automatically.
Yeah, so the newer versions come out with these dashboards when you upgrade, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we started, there was just a few of them, and now there's a couple dozen, which is nice.
Yeah. And then at the top, we have some, this is locked because I don't have access to it, but you have shortcuts as well as dashboards. So shortcuts that can bring you to some screens or reports automatically.
Got it.
So all these dashboards can zoom in. The same thing as if I would have created them myself, and you can also go in design mode and change them or copy them should you want to. The other thing, talking about copy, one that is very convenient is to copy. Let's say that I want to have this somewhere else, then I can do a copy this widget. Going into another dashboard, I would put any of them. This one, that doesn't make sense, but just...
Sure.
And I will paste it. See, so...
And there it is.
It's pretty easy to copy and paste a widget. So if you have multiple people, well, a couple of people that have to share the same widget but are not in the same role.
Yep.
Instead of having some block icons everywhere, then you can create their own dashboards and just copy and paste the widgets that needs to be copied. Okay,
very
so
nice.
I was going into the controller dashboard because if I'm not mistaken, we would be able to go there and now you can drill down into another inquiry screen. So, for example, if I have these with these amounts with balances and so on and so forth, and what I could do, I can drill down. If I click on amount, for example, I could drill down to another dashboard. Not dashboard, but inquiry screen.
Inquiry, yes, got it.
Yeah, to justify the amount as an example. So if I would go there, what I would do is I would, first of all, customize this generic inquiry, and then on the amount, which should be...
So you get these out of the box, these generic inquiries, but now the new feature is you can modify those so that you get drill about capabilities going from one generic inquiry to another. And to do that, it's very simple, is the point that you're pointing out here. So again, we're saving keystrokes for users to make their daily lives more productive. And I know that at Acumatica, we spend like 60–70% of the monies on R&D, and one of the driving factors is to limit keystrokes in various ways. And what you're showing is some advancements over the last couple, 3 years of product upgrades, these advancements, which are very powerful.
I don't remember what it is. I think it's N or P or some letters within the word open.
Yep.
We'll see. Yeah. Oh. I did a mistake. What I will do, I will navigate to this one. So now I'm just saying that I'm just telling the system to, instead of navigating in the original screen,
yeah,
I'm saying that let's go to that screen instead,
Got it.
which I just defined in the navigation panel,
Yep.
tab. And so that work. Hold on, I just didn't put it at the right place. Oh, hold on. I'll just bring the caption. That will help me out, knowing which field is what. So the amount is there. I'll just remove this one for now. Should be good. There we go. So I've drilled down of all invoices that made up this number. So now I can drill down from this. I'm drilling down to that list, and from that list I can go to the customer or the invoice or whatever.
So yes, you highlighted that amount column and gave it hyperlink capability to a specific screen. Very nice.
Yeah. So this is another one. Oh, this other one, I will just go in my, let me just see in that instance if I have it. No, I don't. So I'll just go back in my 22R1 instance.
All right, so we're now in a different instance of Acumatica, right?
And you see the color coded. You see,
yeah.
So when I switch from one company to another, you can see that the color code.
That's a nice feature.
Yep. So then what I'll do, I'll just track package. So this one is very useful because we have here a list of all the tracking number that we shipped with Acumatica.
Yeah.
And so now we can click here under shipments, and we can see that this is there. And if I click on the hyperlink, I don't remember which one so you see that we can go to the FedEx tracking number, and the system will tell me if it has been shipped or not, and where is that on the FedEx website.
Got it.
So you can configure it for multiple sites. So this is another new feature of the generic inquiry. So instead of having to go to a site, then you can click and add a result, or you can bring that to a site panel.
Very, very nice.
Okay.
So we've gone through a number of neat features on reporting that make the users more productive in customer service and accounting, distribution, and the like. Any other things on reporting?
Well, there are a couple of things, such as being able to sort data on a list on a dashboard and things of that nature.
Uh-huh.
But I think that now, for the time, because of we have a limited time, we'll switch to OCR.
Okay.
So now, two things on OCR. So we have this new modules into the payables, where we can go to incoming documents.
So this might be an incoming document, say, on an email as an example?
Well, this is a document that I have on my PC as an example.
Okay.
And or what I can do also is you see here, drag and drop multiple files from my PC, or you can you're right. You can, with the Outlook plugin, you can receive a document, and this will create the incoming document for you. So there is one less step to do.
Got it.
I'll just take a document that I have on my PC, which is here, this invoice here.
Yep.
So I will drag and drop it. And so the system should receive it. There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, you got a couple of them. All right.
I'm not patient enough.
Yep. Well,
okay. So
do this in the old days, would have just taken you about 10 minutes if you could do it at all. That and about $30,000.
Yeah.
Now he just does it.
I can open it if I want from here.
Yeah.
This document, and then I will recognize it. Or they did that in a day on the life video, but
yeah, but this could be like your electric bill or your rent bill or a bill from a vendor you get all the time, and system comes in, and first time you train it, and from then on in it reads it automatically, which is very cool.
Right, and you can modify the description. As an example, as I'm selecting something, it will write in the field I selected. While we are here, it doesn't find the vendor, so I will just click here to go to the profile screen. And what I'll do, I'll show you an integration that is available as within the CRM. So I'm starting to create my new vendor, and I can use the address lookup. And now I'm connected with Google, but
I
can also connect with Bing. So I'm just typing the name of the company, and the system finds it.
Nice.
And I put that on the map, and I can select it, so it will write the address. So it saves me some keystroke, and I can just save, and it will put the vendor here. So I can save and continue. And
so the next time I get an invoice from this vendor, now I've memorized the format, the layout of the invoice, and so this just all happens without having to go through the initial one-time setup.
Correct.
That's great.
And the other thing is that the file will be attached.
Nice.
And then the bill will be created if I coming back to my other screen that I had.
Uh-huh.
And I can see this bill again. You can also map to a PO. This one is not linked to any PO, but you could have mapped to a PO or a PO receipt. So again, it's all part of the workflow that you can decide how depending on your needs, if you need a PO to link that to a PO or not, then the system can do it for you.
Yeah, but merging, non-ERP electronic documents and files with the Acumatica ERP transaction or transactions, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So this is one, and the other one is on the mobile app that we already did the video also. So what I'll do, I'll just bring the mobile app.
So Acumatica has a mobile app that you download from either the Android or the Apple Store, and it will propagate just like any other app on your smartphone.
Yep.
All right, and I know that was introduced a couple, 3 years ago with Acumatica. But each year they add more and more features to it, right? More views to Acumatica and the like. And
now the UI had changed.
Okay.
So I was making sure that my mobile was in. Oh, maybe it's in French.
That's all right.
Yes,
we'll go forward.
You want to go forward? Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, well, why not? Acumatica is a another thing that the last couple of years is that it's introduced a number of new languages.
Coming back. I'll just put that at the bottom.
Okay.
There you go. So first of all, you can have Kpis now on your mobile device, and you can have also the recently visited records, and then I've got all the different the CRM is here, time and expenses, project management, sales, orders, purchases. So you have a real-time translation. How's that?
So these are the various modules and screens within Acumatica, but deployed on the mobile app, configured for the real estate of the mobile app.
Right. And you can also have dashboards.
Oh, wow.
So if I go there, I can have the same dashboards as in Acumatica.
Got it.
There we go. So this is the new UI, and for each module, let's say sales orders, you can also add KPIs. So then, let's see my tasks as an example. And then back here, then it will add them.
So it's adjustable or personalizable, just like the standard browser-based user interface. This is the mobile app user interface, which is a nice feature that has come out with version 2021 and continually to be upgraded in 22. It will be in 23, etc.
And on the mobile app, you can have also user-defined fields. So user-defined fields, let's go in receivables as an example. And then on my invoice and memo, in a couple of screens, we used to have attributes that we can add. But then Acumatica added the user-defined fields, which are in transactions as well. So you can add, for example, dispute reason for AR invoice. And so you can have a multi-select attribute that are used here, and these can be also available on the mobile device. And so if I come here, I can add my dispute reason as any other field of Acumatica, and then I can select to do a filter based on the dispute reasons.
Very good.
So I need to, and I can have a filter on all the invoices that are disputed, and so on and so forth. So this is the other thing. What else? So to talk about mobiles, we talk about...
We've done security reporting, OCR, and mobile. In this general area, we have integrations, automations, and email, and maybe we should save that for a separate day, or what do you think?
Yeah.
We can go forward.
Yeah. Yeah, well, just a couple of things to...
Yeah, sure.
Let's finish with the integration. So we talked about Google Map. We talked about... I didn't talk about Alexa, but there is an integration with Alexa, so you can say... you can ask Alexa how many I don't know, expense claims do we have?
Or how many items do I have in stock for this SKU number, things like that. That's pretty cool.
And Excel will answer.
Yeah.
It's more proof of concept.
Yeah, still.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the last thing is the weather. So in the daily field report, which is in the construction.
Yeah.
So the supervisor will enter that daily field report. And one thing that is very important in construction is to justify to the customer what's happening on a daily basis. And so for that reason, the system can be connected with the weather. So here, so I can load the weather conditions, and the system will put the temperature, the humidity, and put everything about the weather at that time.
Wow. So we always talk about Acumatica integrating with the Internet of Things, and here we go. Taking the daily weather report for construction so the customer knows whether it was a rainy or a snowy day and what was accomplished or not accomplished, given that factor. Nice.
And of course, you can have, in your dashboard the weather in real time, but
sure,
like I used to have here, so I can see where I'm located. So it's.
But I saw you had the job site there too, and real-time camera and da 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 da. Yeah, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, Acumatica, there's a reason that it's voted #1 by customer satisfaction, and then the quadrant #4 for its function of breadth and its adaptability and usability. And we've certainly seen a lot of that today with some of the new features in the version 2018 R1 and R2, 19 and 20 and 21. So thank you so much, Eric, for this great overview. I know we'll pick it up again. I mentioned that there's been hundreds and hundreds of them. We picked out 164, and we just probably looked at about 10 or 15 of them. So there's a whole ton to go in our Day in the Life series. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Eric, and we'll take it from there.